All right, today's adventure, we're talking about the Sig P320, and this is not really a complex review of the pistol, but just kind of an overview of it and what I've done to it as far as some customizations and what I like about it and what I don't. These are just my opinion. Don't get butthurt if you don't like what you hear, but I speak from my opinion and only my opinion. I don't care about the Canadian guy that shot himself that's been in the news with a Sig P320 pistol. I don't care what YouTube channels think about the M17 and M18 being in the Army system, but I can tell you I was one of 20 DoD personnel on the modular handgun pistol fielding team. Over 8,950 pistols, M18s and M17s, have went through my hand, and my DoD job is fielding them to the United States Army. Yes, I've shot them. I've played with them. I've owned them. So I have a little bit of trigger time behind them. Does that make me an expert? Not really. But so this one that I'm showing is it's actually an exclusive. Go ahead and drop the mag. The mag's empty because I just played around with this thing in my backyard shooting range and put all kinds of rounds through it. But this is actually a Cabela's and Sportsman's Warehouse exclusive model. They call it the Bitone model. It's got the nickel slide, and of course it came with the original P320 grip module. I did send it back for the trigger modification because of the drop test issues that they had with the first ones going around, and I got it back from Sig after that. So it does have the trigger upgrade. If you see on it, you can see that it has the Wilson Combat grip module, and that's probably what I'll spend most of the time talking about in this video. That's probably the best upgrade that I did to this pistol. I'm not gonna lie, I am a fan of the pistol. I did shoot every single entry into the modular handgun, and I won't say that I like the P320 better and that I'm glad that it won, but it's a good pistol and I do like it. My gripes on the OEM frame is just, I don't know, to me it's cheap. It's just, it feels cheap. The grip texture is cheap. I hate that every scratch shows up. Even my Kayaks holster, I can see wear marks on this. To me, it just felt cheap. I played around with the X series grips, the Wilson Combat, as well as the P80s. The P80s I really liked, but because this is a compact and not a full size or an X or a subcompact, I guess it is, the P80s I couldn't find one to fit the compact, and I didn't want to go with a larger. But I'll tell you what sold me on the Wilson Combat after I played with all of them and played with them in my hands. The thumb and finger indexes on each side and the scallop around the magazine drop sold me on the module itself. I'm a lefty and I didn't change the mag drop, but that alone, the feel of it alone was better to me than the X carry or the OEM grip module. The texture on it, some people say the texture is not to their liking. The side texture is a little smooth, and then the front and back is more grippier or grittier like sandpaper. And to me, that's what a carry, an EDC carry, is all about. It's a little smoother on the side and it's grippier in the front and the back. To me, it's better. I don't know. Again, personal preference. I've got an Enforce APLC light on the bottom, and of course this comes with the Sig Romeo one. The Shake to Awake is probably the #1 reason why I like the red dot. Honestly, I don't feel I'm as fast with a red dot as I am with iron sights. You know, I'm getting ready to turn 50 this year, so I've spent over 40 years shooting guns and pistols with iron sights. Even in active duty Army, we still ran iron sights up until, you know, a couple years before I retired. So I was still had the muscle memory and the comfort, I guess, with shooting iron sights. It's just the last 4 or 5 years that I've been really practicing and trying to index to get there with using red dots. A circle red dot to me is a lot better. If the Sig Romeo had a circle dot on it, it'd be the best of both worlds, I think, in my opinion. I put a Dawson Precision raised front fiber optic sight on the front. And then I bought some Obsidian Arms magazine base plates. These are just base plates. They're not additional capacity. But what I like about them is it adds a little bit more weight to the back end. And not only that, but it looks pretty sweet too. I guess second kind of cool. But I bought these, and they didn't have to take a little slight modification because they were not to be used with the Wilson Combat. So I just filed them down on the sides, and they work. But the Wilson Combat grip module, it's the one that I purchased. To me, this is the best upgrade on the pistol that I have. I do enjoy this pistol. I've got several hundred rounds through this one. 4 pounds, 10 ounces. 4 pounds, 12 ounces. 4 pounds, 12 ounces. 4 pounds, 5 ounces. Do it one more time. 4 pounds, 11 ounces. For an average of 4.9 ounces. Again, the Sig P320. This is the RX model, I believe they call it. It did not come with rear sights. The Romeo was machined into the slide. It does have an index point on the rear. This is more of an affordable option than some of the other ones that you see out there. I think I paid $200 less than my M17 or my M18. And definitely cheaper than a Legion, which I don't have one of them yet. The downside to the SIGs, man, their magazines are expensive. But again, a lot of the pistols nowadays are. My FN9C is pretty expensive as well. I did find some Pro Mags. I have not even fired these yet. I just got them in, actually. It took almost a month to get here. But these are the Pro Mag versions of the wow, they're tight. See that base plate? I gotta change that base plate out. Yep. So I'm going to change that base plate out or file it down. So this is an example because of the Wilson. So that base plate, see how thin it is? That's the base plates. I can do that right now. So I'll pull this base plate off. Let me see how thick that is. So I'm going to put the Sig base plate back on. Yeah, now it locks in. Yeah. That's the bottom of the Sig one.